3D platformers have surely been on the rise lately, and 2022 is no different. This here is Kao The Kangaroo, brought to you by the folks at Tate Multimedia. By the way, a huge thank you to the team for sending me a review code. If you're new here, I'm Vivi, and this was played on a PlayStation 4 Pro. Kao The Kangaroo is a reboot of a franchise which spanned multiple systems back then, including an HD remaster on PC. When dealing with this project, the team thought, hey, let's put a bit more emphasis on the narrative this time, as in, let's add a bit more focus on the story. And this story revolves around the mysteries of Kao's sisters and father's disappearances. Right off the bat, pop culture references. The game didn't need it. I feel it could have stood on its own without it. Not saying it was overused, but it just felt forced when it didn't have to.
Hashtag Save the Jungle is trending now.
Kao will take you on a journey to explore 4 hub worlds, 3 actual levels in each except for hub number 4, and 1 boss for each. This game is beautiful to look at, from tropical to icy to a complete darker and eerie feel of a level. It's very pretty. That classic feel aspect of a platformer is present. You're always there wondering what corner to explore or what to break next. Exploration is really fun. This game just made you explore every nook and cranny. The best part? There were no awkward camera controls. Exploring tight spaces was a smooth experience. One thing I was not expecting and completely caught me by surprise: the Eternal Wells. These are separate hidden bonus areas within each level. If you take your time exploring, you'll be sure to find them. However, each level stat doesn't tell you if you found them or not. In fact, the pause menu only shows you how many you've collected in the game total. These bonus levels, by the way, reminded me of A Hat in Time. I always loved those hidden time rift levels which you would find hidden in the levels. As for Kao The Kangaroo's Eternal Wells, you're either faced with a mini arena challenge or a complete this course type of thing. You collect gems and earn more ducats when you're done. Ducats in this game are known as coins. Now, these wells had potential. I found it could have used a bit more variety. An example that comes to mind is a timed challenge, simply. I was sitting there and wondering when that timed well challenge was going to appear. It never did. Apart from that, Eternal Wells are a nice change of pace. After completing these Eternal Wells, you unlock a shortcut in the hub, so no need to re-enter the level if you missed collecting gems, for example. Not too hard to find the gems anyway if you look at these levels. Pretty straightforward. As we explore these hubs, we come across runes, items needed to unlock levels within these hubs. Runes are scattered throughout the hub and also found within levels themselves. Just don't do what I did. To save the runes you've collected in the level, you have to leave the level via the exit at the end, not in the pause menu. I did that out of curiosity, and runes had to be recollected. While exploring levels, we collect gems. However, even if you take the time to find all the gems, they don't unlock anything. It feels like these were put in just for the sake of collecting and exploring. Maybe that was their attempt at replay value? There's also scrolls for the Kaopedia, which share information on movesets, characters, and treasure. We have the letters K, A, and O, lives to collect as well, and heart pieces. A set of 4 heart pieces grants you 1 new health point. You have the ability to increase maximum health up to 10. Heart pieces don't count towards 100%ing the level. It's also not indicated how many you found within each level. It's up in the air, but not too difficult to find if you do take your time exploring. We collect ducats. As mentioned before, the coins are needed when shopping for lives, heart pieces, and costumes in each hub. Yeah, this game does feature costumes which you can purchase. To unlock these, you have to collect all Kao letters in the levels indicated, you have to unlock levels, and complete levels. And yes, from what we see here, we can unlock classic Kao. Collecting ducats, the game is very generous, perhaps too generous, at least when it comes to exploring hubs. Sure, explore the hub, explore every corner of it, but the fact that ducats respawn when you enter and exit a level kind of lowers the incentive to even explore these hubs. As we advance through the game, we stumble on elemental power-ups for our gloves. We can hold 3 at a time. Fire allows us to burn down webbed walls, blocked gates. We also have ice, giving you the ability to freeze water and move objects. Then we have wind, used to move objects and platforms around. Punching enemies charges up your gauge. When that gauge is full enough, you're prompted to press triangle to perform a charge attack. Fire can stun enemies, and ice can freeze them from what I've seen. Speaking of ice physics is very fair in this game, and I was impressed. You're walking on ice? No problem. You can really turn around and switch direction without awkwardly sliding in circles. Rolling can also be used to your advantage. If you quickly want to reach the other end of the area, rolling allows you to lock in position and quickly change direction. Rolling, or dodge rolling call it, is very useful when you get overwhelmed by enemies, especially once you're introduced to flying enemies or long-range enemies attacking you. Rolling is also great if you prefer to move around faster. Heck, if you time it right, you can just roll mid-air and jump across, but that's a tricky one. Same goes for dodging obstacles. Your timing can make it so you don't get any damage. Now, when looking at the difficulty of this game, no, there is no difficulty settings, but I did feel like the game was getting a bit more challenging, not just in terms of enemies you face, but in terms of strategy as well. One level that comes to mind is the hot springs in hub number 3. You lift this big crystal up and have to be careful where you walk. You either activate or deactivate that aura depending on your situation, a level which I'm a huge fan of. Each boss in this game relies on new skills you learn. Looking at Jayabaya, as much fun as it might seem like, I just felt stuck at a point. You get fire, and then I kept walking in circles wondering what to do. Apparently, you had to spin in the air and throw that obstacle back to deal damage. But what was happening here, the icon which prompts you to do so was off camera. So yes, in the end, it turns out you had to jump and spin to knock back what Jayabaya was throwing at you. Apart from that one confusing segment, the game suffers from minor audio and visual glitches. These things hopefully get sorted out via updates. In some parts, whatever level you're in, the music stops entirely. I enjoyed the music of this game. It was quite a bummer that it would stop midway. Speaking of audio, sound balancing was rough at times. Music would be louder than dialogue after, say, a boss fight. So in this case, if you have subtitles turned on, it's quite useful. Looking at Monkey Park, there's one ducat I just couldn't collect. It seemed like it was placed too far away, or there's this invisible wall blocking us. Getting stuck happened to me twice. Once was me getting stuck rolling under a platform in Hopaloo Island. I like to move around fast, so I got stuck. I had to exit the game. The other one, well, I was stuck between crates. Luckily, I managed to wiggle myself out of there. If I had remained stuck, then I would have had no choice but to restart the level. And the thing I found weird, when dying in a level, only the gems would respawn. Unfortunately, that meant recollecting all gems after the last checkpoint. The game suffered from weird collisions as well. Punching barrels wouldn't work, in Hub 3 especially, but jumping in circle did. Not to mention Lava Caves section, where you had to activate these lasers, this mini puzzle section. One wouldn't budge. I had to die and respawn at the checkpoint. River Track, the level would keep you stranded. You would have to drown and resume. As for frame drops, I didn't experience any, apart from very minor stuttering if you can even notice them here. But yeah, hopefully these get patched out. Load times were fair, 10 to 12 seconds. Reminder, this was played on a PlayStation 4 Pro. Now, as much as this game tried to add more of a story element to it, what really holds this game together are gameplay and exploration. Kao The Kangaroo, in the end, left me wanting even more, and that just goes to show how great and enjoyable this game really is. All in all, if you're looking for another 3D platformer to add to your list, this one's for ya. As always, a huge thank you to my patrons for supporting the channel. It really means a lot. Thank you so much. And as always, for you viewers out there, thank you for tuning in. And yeah, as always, I've been Vivi, and I'll see you all next time.